I am shaking. My husband is in tears. I have to tell you what just happened. And I am praying that I just didn't do the wrong thing, but I couldn't take it anymore. So me, my husband, and my kids went down to Sir Pizza for dinner. We're sitting there in the booth, and my husband kind of elbows me, and he's like, "Are you listening to that?" He said, "That guy is treating his daughter terribly." So I started to listen in, and the guy he was talking about was at the booth right in front of, like, I could see his back, right? And then I could see the daughter's face. The daughter was maybe 5 years old. So I started listening, and I have never heard someone speak to their child like this man was speaking to his child. This little girl in tears. "What did I do, Daddy? What did I do?" And so I pick up on, he's trying to teach her to read, okay? He's angry at this very young child for not being able to read the menu. And he would start out a sentence okay, and he would be like, "See, what I would do is I would read full. But then what you do is you just make up a word. You can't just look at this and say whatever comes to your mind, like fish." So he hands her the menu. He's like, "What does that say? What does that say?" And poor thing goes, "Fish." Like, "See, you're not even trying. You're just gonna grow up to be a dummy." When I tell you, my soul exploded out of my ears. And I scooched my husband right out of that booth. I said, "I can't take it anymore." And I knelt down next to this man. And I said, "I understand what you're trying to do. I understand. You want her to learn to read. I understand that. But in these moments, she's only going to remember how you made her feel." And my heart was pounding because I'm like, is this man going to punch me in my teeth? Because I did feel that way towards him a little bit, that I was feeling that way. So maybe me coming at him, he would want to punch me in the teeth. But you know what this man said? I know. I said, sometimes the way that we treat other people is a direct reflection of how we were treated as children. And he's shaking his head, yeah. I said, so you know how that feels. He said, I've been working on it, and other people have said the same thing to me. And he said, you know, other people have told me the same thing. I said, if other people, not even just me, because I've been listening the whole time, I just couldn't take it anymore. If other people are telling you the same thing, that requires some introspection. He said, I just get so frustrated. I said, I know. I've been there. I said, but sometimes if you feel you're to that point where you're going to be mean, it's better to say nothing. And I'm scared for her. I'm scared, what if I made it worse? I just hope that one day she doesn't find comfort and solace in that kind of language, because she doesn't deserve to feel that way. I want her to know that it's not okay for somebody to talk to her like that. I just hope that I'm not the only one who sticks up for her.
Stepping in like that took serious courage. Addressing someone's behavior, especially in public, is no small feat. But you might have planted a seed for change. Hopefully, this little girl grows up knowing she's worth kindness and patience.
I took my fiance home to meet my family, and I left with no fiance. I got engaged this year to a man that I've been with for 3 years now, and it was heavenly bliss until he met my family. We went to meet my family because it was really important to my fiance to get their blessing. I honestly didn't care either way, but I just did it to make him happy. And everyone seemed genuinely happy for us. Before the trip was over, my older brother suggested that we all go on a little siblings and fiance trip up north to a cabin so that my siblings could get to know my fiance away from my parents. And I was a little bit reluctant because I don't typically spend this much time at home with my family. I agreed to go. Everything was going so well that I finally started to let my guard down and actually enjoy being with my siblings and hanging out with everyone. But this is where it starts to get crazy. The day before this vacation was over, everything changed. My sister and her husband were on their 17th fight of the day. It was only 11 a.m. and her husband left and stormed out, and my sister just stayed there crying, bawling her eyes out. I suggested that we should all go on a hike to clear everyone's heads since my sister was obviously not in a good mood, and my husband suggested that It'd just be us siblings that go, so my husband stayed back at the cabin while we went on a hike. Early on in the hike, my sister said that she really just wanted to go back to the cabin, and I offered to walk her back, and she said no, she just wanted to walk back alone and clear her mind.
Oh no. Leaving the fiancé back at the cabin with all that tension brewing sounds like the setup for a twist. Whatever comes next, this sibling trip might have uncovered more than anyone bargained for. Let's hear the rest.
This is why I don't go to nail salons anymore. And let me tell you guys this story time. Just stay with me, okay? 2 years ago, I used to get my nails done consistently. I'm talking about every other week. And this guy, he was like my nail guy, and he was amazing, chef's kiss. And he was like, honey, you are overpaying for your nails. What you're gonna get and what you're gonna tell them from now on is you want pink acrylic with a gel coat on top every single time. And every single time I've been asking for them, they charge me like $35. It depends on where I go, but like most I've ever been charged is $45, okay? And like I know exactly what I get and how I get them. And I haven't gone since like maybe like 9 months ago. My sister-in-law took me once, but same thing. I asked for the same thing, they charged me the same exact thing, okay? I understand prices change. I get that. I don't even mind paying. Like, it's really not about the price. It's about how people think that we as consumers don't know. And let me tell you what happened. I went to the nail salon today. My husband surprised me because I mentioned that I hadn't gotten my nails done in a minute. So he's like, I want to do something nice. Go get your nails done. You need it. You deserve it. You're such a good mom. Yada, yada, yada. Bless the king. I went in. I was like, I want pink acrylic with gel on top. Immediately she looked annoyed. Like, I know that people get upset because it's like a cheap service, but at the end of the day it's a service, and if you can't do it, just say that. So she was trying to like upsell me the whole time. She's like, do you want long nails because they charge more? She was like, do you want this shade because they charge more? She was like, do you want French tip because they charge more? And I was like, no, this is exactly what I get. This is what I've been getting for years now. I'm gonna keep like, no, like this is what I want. So anyway, she goes on to do it, whatever. I go to pay. If you know anything about me, I will never stand down. I will speak up. I am not non-confrontational. I am very confrontational. So then she charged me, the receptionist did, and she was like, I got it. And then I was like, okay, whatever. Blah, whatever. She's like, $61. $61 when I always pay max $45. And it's not about me being cheap. It's not about the money. It's literally about the fact that she was trying to scam me. And I was like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, it's $61. And I was like, no, it's not. I asked for pink acrylic with a gel on top. And she was like, yeah. And then she looked at the receptionist, and then the receptionist looked back, and she was like, yeah, no, I know you asked for pink acrylic, and like it is still pink acrylic, but it's powder. And I was like, well, that's not what I asked for. I asked for pink acrylic with a gel coat on top. And she was like, no. You got pink acrylic powder. And I was like, well, don't you think I should have been informed about that when I only asked for pink acrylic? And if the product was going to be different and more expensive, shouldn't you have let me know? And then they just both looked at each other and they were like, well, the service is already done. You have to pay. When I tell you guys, I was livid. And I don't know if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I really don't think I'm wrong. I've been asking for the exact set of nails for over years. Like I said, I don't care. I would have paid $100. That's not the point. The point here is that they think I'm dumb, and they think I like, oh, like that just makes me so upset, because it's like, why? Like, I don't like, I usually when I go to the nail salon, I tip so much money and I don't care because it's a service that you're providing for me. But when you try to scam me, yes, I'm gonna be upset.
This is why communication is everything in a service industry. If there's a price difference or a change in the product you're requesting, it should absolutely be disclosed up front. It's not about the money, it's about the principle. You've been loyal to a specific service. You know what you want, and you shouldn't have to fight to get it. And a dismissive attitude on top of it, that's a hard no. You're not mom for standing up for yourself. This is exactly why trust matters in customer relationships. Have you thought about finding a mobile nail tech or just DIY at home?